Let's talk about Incognito Mode. It's a feature we've all likely used, or at least considered using at some point. We'll delve into what it truly offers, and more importantly, what it doesn't. The digital disguise we all trust a little too much. We enter this mode with the hope of browsing without leaving a trace. A digital ghost gliding through the internet. But is that really the case? You open that window, see the spy icon, that little symbol promising secrecy, and feel invisible. A sense of freedom washes over you, the internet your oyster, without consequence. But here's the truth. Incognito mode is not an invisibility cloak. It doesn't make you disappear from the internet's watchful eyes. It's more like a fig leaf, barely covering anything. It provides a minimal level of privacy, shielding you from some local tracking, but leaving you exposed in many other ways. The name Incognito is marketing magic, a clever term designed to instill a false sense of security, not actual privacy. It's a label that promises more than it delivers. You imagine your data sneaking past servers, a secret agent evading detection. In a trench coat, a shadowy figure slipping through the digital cracks. But reality is far less glamorous. It's a mundane process of data collection, happening in plain sight. Using incognito to hide from Google, the king of data collection, is like hiding from your shadow, an exercise in futility. By wearing sunglasses, a simple accessory won't make the sun disappear. You're not invisible. You're still visible to websites, your internet service provider, and of course, Google. You're just hoping no one looks too closely. You're relying on a technicality, hoping the systems in place won't bother to identify you. Incognito mode only hides your activity, primarily your browsing history and cookies. From people who use your device, your family, your roommates, or anyone else who shares your computer. Not from the companies running the internet. They still see your IP address, your location, and can track your activity across different websites. It's great for cleaning up your local history, preventing embarrassing searches from popping up later. But the real mess is on the servers you can't see. The data stored in remote locations, beyond your reach and control. While you're busy hiding your weird searches, the ones you wouldn't want anyone to know about, from your roommate who might accidentally stumble upon them, Google is still watching. They're collecting data on your browsing habits, regardless of your incognito status. The real privacy battle isn't with your family, who might tease you about your search history. It's with the data giants, the corporations that are constantly collecting, analyzing, and profiting from your online activity. Clicking incognito is like asking a dragon not to eat you. A polite request in the face of overwhelming power. Nice try, but you're still on the menu. You're still a source of data, a potential target for advertising and tracking. You're not a spy. You're not engaged in clandestine activities. You're just a slightly more mysterious snack. A user who thinks they're being private, but is still contributing to the data feast. The illusion of privacy is comforting. It allows us to browse without feeling constantly scrutinized. But it's just that, an illusion, a carefully constructed facade that hides the reality of online tracking. Let's pull back the curtain, expose the inner workings, and reveal the truth behind incognito mode, on what incognito really does, and more importantly, what it doesn't do to protect your privacy. So what does incognito mode actually do? It wipes your browsing history, cookies, and form data from your device after you close the window. It's designed to hide your activity from someone else using your computer, not from the internet itself. Your activity is still visible to websites, your internet provider, your employer, and especially Google. Incognito mode is a local cleanup tool, not a privacy shield. The privacy it offers is so narrow, it's almost useless for the threats we actually face today. Against corporate surveillance, incognito is like bringing a water pistol to a drone strike. It's time to stop confusing private browsing with real privacy. So, let's get specific, shall we? What exactly does Google still manage to see, even when you think you're being all sneaky in incognito mode? It's not as private as you might believe. First off, there's your IP address. This is a unique identifier for your device on the internet, and it reveals your approximate location. Think of it as a digital return address. Then there are the websites you visit and the searches you make. Yes, even in incognito. Google can still track where you're going and what you're looking for online. And here's a big one. If you're logged into a Google account elsewhere, say in another tab or on your phone, your incognito activity can be linked right back to you. It's like wearing a disguise but still carrying your ID. Device details also play a role. Information like your operating system, browser version, installed fonts, and screen size combine to create a unique fingerprint that can be used to identify you. Google tracks not only what you do, but also when you're online, how long you stay on a page, and exactly what you click on. Every interaction is a data point. Remember that private search for running shoes you thought no one would know about? Well, expect to see ads for sneakers popping up everywhere you go online. Retargeting is alive and well, even in incognito. Your browser might forget what you were up to, but Google's servers remember absolutely everything. It's all meticulously logged and stored. Every single search, every YouTube video you watch, every map lookup and location search. It's all logged and tied to your profile, if possible. The incognito disclaimer does warn you about some of this, but it's often buried in fine print and written in language that's easy to ignore or misunderstand. In reality, the walls of incognito are paper thin, offering very little actual protection. The illusion of privacy that incognito provides can be quite powerful, leading you into a false sense of security. But the reality is one of relentless tracking, even when you think you're being discreet. So what exactly forced Google to finally admit all of this? Let's delve into the details. In 2020, users sued Google for $5 billion, claiming incognito mode was misleading. The lawsuit revealed even Google employees were confused about what incognito actually protected. Internal emails joked about the misleading spy icon and the incognito-ish privacy. A judge ruled the case could proceed, forcing Google to admit it still tracked users in incognito. The result? Google had to update its warning. Incognito doesn't hide you from Google, your ISP, or the sites you visit. It was a win for transparency, but only after years of users browsing under a false sense of security. So what can you actually do to protect your privacy? Incognito mode might seem like a cloak of invisibility, but it's really just a thin veil. It offers a small amount of privacy, but you're not powerless. You have options, and you can take steps to protect yourself. Use a privacy-focused browser like Brave or Firefox. These browsers are designed with your privacy in mind, offering enhanced protection against tracking and surveillance. They block trackers by default. They actively work to prevent websites and advertisers from following you around the web. Get a reputable VPN. A virtual private network is a crucial tool in your privacy arsenal to mask your IP address and encrypt your traffic. This makes it much harder for anyone to snoop on your online activity. Choose a VPN with a strict no-logs policy. This ensures that the VPN provider itself isn't collecting and storing your data. Switch your search engine to DuckDuckGo or StartPage. These search engines prioritize your privacy and don't track your searches. No tracking, no profiling. Your searches remain private and are not used to build a profile about you. Don't stay logged into Google or Facebook while browsing elsewhere. These platforms track your activity across the web when you're logged in. Use separate browsers for different accounts. This helps to isolate your browsing activity and prevent cross-site tracking. To keep your identities separate. Compartmentalizing your online presence is a key step in protecting your privacy. These steps won't make you invisible, but they'll make you a lot harder to track. You'll become a more difficult target for data collectors. Privacy is about making yourself a smaller target, not disappearing completely. It's about managing your digital footprint and controlling your online presence. Small changes add up to a big difference. Every step you take to protect your privacy makes a difference. Take control of your data. Don't just trust the default settings. Review and adjust your privacy settings on all your online accounts. But remember, the bigger fight is still ahead. Protecting our digital rights requires ongoing effort and vigilance. Personal steps help, but the real problem is systemic. The internet runs on surveillance capitalism. Free services in exchange for your data. Incognito mode is a symptom. It soothes your worries without changing the business model. Real privacy requires regulation, not just better habits. Europe's GDPR is a start, giving users more control and transparency. We need strong laws everywhere. Clear rules, real consent, and tough penalties for abuse. Privacy should be a right, not a luxury. We can have great technology without surrendering our lives to data brokers. The fight for privacy is about shaping the future of the internet. We must demand better, together. So what's the takeaway? Incognito mode was never real protection, just a placebo for privacy. The real question, are you using these services or are you the product being sold? Every click, search, and scroll is data for someone else's profit. The illusion of control is their greatest weapon. You can accept the trade-off, or you can push back, protect your privacy, support ethical tech, and demand your rights. The internet is what we make it. Will it be a tool for connection or a machine for surveillance? Your next click is your vote. Choose wisely.